And I've got so much stuff that's been coming in since we did the video this morning about where the cybersecurity attack that was happening in Vegas, and you can't buy anything unless you have cash. And you guys, literally, I had people calling in example after example of all these different banks too that are affecting businesses. And I want to talk about another bank that's possibly going to go, well, under. So we're going to talk about this a little bit, and you guys, I'm going to do my best to speak slowly. Grandma Bear tells me every now and then that I speak fast. But yeah, you guys, so Chris is out in the field, so it's just me. So you guys just bear with me because I am not as good as Chris, nor am I as witty. But let's talk about some banks, you guys, right now. We've got some banking issues, I think, that are becoming more prevalent as it goes on. You hear about little bits and pieces, and if you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear me good or not, because sometimes I'm just working with simple phone right now because Chris is going to have to help me with this technology. But I want to talk about banks, business, and personal. And I want to talk about the problems, and I want to talk about the solutions. So you guys, there's solutions that Chris and we actually put into place every single week that we do that does our best to protect ourselves. Now, is there any way you can completely protect yourself? Absolutely not. If you look at just what happened in Vegas right now, if you look, they just had a cyber attack. You can't prevent that. If you're somewhere and yeah, Star Path Academy, there are news about banks not doing business with coin shops. That is absolutely right. I have had several wire transfers denied because they will not do business with coins. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right on that. But so let's talk about these banks. So I had a couple people contact me, and they literally, these banks, they're calling it a glitch in the system. It's actually Simmons, and it's Candace, I believe that's how you pronounce it. They actually bought out Bancorp South. Bancorp South was a big company, a big bank. Now they're also shutting down Candace's, many of their local branches. You guys take that for what it's worth. I don't know, but if I were you guys, I would be in my bank. We have several banks. I would be asking them how they are doing, what's going on, and different things like that. I think that's so important to hear. But they are quote saying that we're having a security glitch, we're having a banking system issue, we're having a software glitch. So all of these deposits, this is personal and business, but it mainly affects the businesses. They are saying, hey, you guys, we cannot give you your money. So say, for example, you have a business, and this happened with Silicon Bank when it shut down. If you guys have a business and you have these depositors that are putting money in there, and then all of a sudden you cannot get that money out, you cannot pay your bills, you cannot pay your payroll, you cannot pay your insurance, and that's what Silicon Valley Bank was dealing with. So you guys, that is an issue right now with, I know definitely two banks, Simmons and Cadence. Now, Simmons supposedly is supposed to be working this out. We'll see how fast they get this worked out. But so based on that, I started reaching out to different people, and this is what I found out, that grocery stores, gas stations, banks are, quote, merging, so therefore that they cannot get funds out. ATMs are down. There's limits that you can pull out. And this is all off of a video we just did this morning where we just said, hey, you guys, you might need to get some cash on hand based on this cyber attack that happened in Vegas. And I've actually gotten more news from that Vegas thing where it's a lot bigger than what they initially said. They tried to downplay it. They tried to say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But they're affecting people. Like, people, from what I'm understanding, hardly can get out of the city. If you don't have cash, you're stuck. If you can't use your credit card and your ATM and your debit card and all that kind of stuff, you're stuck. And by the way, I know my husband loves crypto, but you can't even use crypto if you don't have access to the internet. But you've got ATMs down. So there's a couple banks that are merging right now. And someone actually sent me these banks, and they said because, quote, they're merging, that you cannot access or touch your funds or have any transactions for at least 5 business days. So you guys, that means probably at least 7 to 10 calendar days, and possibly that could be a lot. Stacey does come back and read. Yes, I do. So what am I missing? Tell me. You got cash from your credit union, got some cash from the credit union. So Chris and I believe that this is what they're trying to push to a cashless society. I just had a lady call me the other day. It was actually a grandmother. She went to her grandson's local, it wasn't even a high school, I think it was middle school, a game, and they would not even accept cash. They accept ATM, the PayPals, the Venmos, the cash app and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of that, Cash App is another one the other day that just got hit. If you guys are on Cash App, you better check your balance because they also just got hit and they're also having some issues. So what I want to tell you guys is if all your banks that you have, if you have a business, if you have a personal, right now there is some banking issues and you need to get in your banking system and you need to see, one, are your deposits there? Two, can you access your deposits? Three, how fast can you get them? And do they actually clear? And I'll keep reading some of as we go along. Citizens Bank and First Republic are also collapsing. They are. And matter of fact, is Republic. That's what I just have an article right now. They're out of Philadelphia. First Republic Bank, we all know, collapsed. I didn't know about Citizens Bank, though. Oh, yes, I did. I saw that the other day, Citizens Bank. Not First Citizens Bank, but Citizens. First Republic First Bank, they hold $6 billion in assets. They are following the same path as First Republic Bank did earlier this year. And they said they are worried, and this is quote, this Janet Yellen was on there talking about it. They said they are worried that some of this could trigger another banking crisis, according to the Wall Street Journal, when Janet Yellen was talking about this. And so you guys, Chris isn't here, and I don't really want to go on a whole lot longer. I want to give you some solutions that we're doing. Oh, Wells Fargo, all of a sudden, by a month ago, they all of a sudden have, quote, missing deposits. I heard Marriott was also having issues with a cyber attack and deposits and charges. You guys let me know if you're hearing of all this kind of stuff. But so you guys, your bank is an issue right now. Where do you put this cash? Where do you put this money? You guys ask us all the time. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a financial advisor. I can only tell you what we do. But I will tell you, there's an issue with the banks. When you've got banks that are literally saying we're having glitches, we're having software issues. I'm sorry, the company, you cannot access your deposits from your consumers. You've got an issue. So are you guys seeing any of this? Tell me, because this is what I'm hearing from some of the people. And then I was going to tell you some solutions. So you guys are being nice to me since Chris isn't here, because he's usually witty and funny, and I'm not. But this is some solutions that we use. Every time I make a deposit, I'm the nerd in our relationship, and you can ask him. He's the funny guy. Chris is just Chris. He's just all that. But I'm the nerd, and I save every single deposit slip that I deposit. And I do not destroy that deposit or throw that deposit, which never throw a deposit slip away, by the way. Burn it, shred it, do something. Don't throw it in the trash. And save that deposit slip until you can show that it has actually cleared your account and that it is actually in your account, not just cleared, but in your account, and try transferring it somewhere. I will actually transfer funds just to see, is it actually there? And then, only then, will I put it, and I have a little burn bin, and then I put it in there. And I still hold it for about a month or so, just in case I have to go back to it. So, anyway, I'm prettier than he is, so I don't know, I doubt that, especially not today. We've been working our butts off. So, here's another thing, and this was somebody told me this the other day. So, they had a glitch in their account. And this is talking about banks. Once again, you guys, banks, you guys, I don't even know how to emphasize this more than I can. You're so at the mercy of the banks. Once you put the money in, your money is not yours. And Chris and I, we talk about this all the time, and you sound like a broken record, but the money's not yours. So someone had a glitch the other day, and they had to go back and prove what they had in their accounts. Because guess what? Everything is paperless now, right? How are you going to prove what you had in your account? How we do it is at least once or twice a week, I screenshot our online bank accounts. And we have several, and I know it's a pain in the butt. It takes time, but it's at this point in life when everything is online, everything is digital, that's what you have to deal with. So I screenshot everything. I document every single thing. I have a spreadsheet, and I document every single thing. I have a budget. I have a financial statement, which I've told you guys I will be glad to share. But anyway, that's just kind of what we're seeing with banks right now. I don't want to make this too long, but you guys let me know what you're seeing with banks, what you're coming across with, because more and more and more I'm seeing grocery stores, ATMs, banks. Nobody is willing to, banks are not giving you your money. ATMs are down, grocery stores are down online. You've got all these different, you go to all these different places, they're down, or you have reverse ATMs. Everything seems to be going cashless. So anyway, you guys, I'll see if my budget, you're doing steep learning curve. Yeah, I'm not good without Chris. He's my person. But anyway, he's not here. He's not going to be home till probably 9 o'clock tomorrow. He is booked all day solid. And we thought this was something that you guys needed to hear. Every single person, get on your bank account. Get on it. Check it out. Look it up. Pay attention, because that is how you're going to save your wealth, along with many other things. All right? I cannot do Chris's awesome day. But you guys, thank you so much for being here. Let us know if you know anything about the banking stuff. We're going to follow up on this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this without Chris here.